matches will be a 15-minute time limit with one fall, one submission, or one knockout to decide the winner, and the winner goes into the cage match final. Presenting and introducing one half of the British Tag Team Champions, it's the Mean Machine, Trew! Side of the ring, one of your local lads, the 17-year-old Leland Bryant! Commence wrestling!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aaron. Welcome back to the Rumble Wrestling YouTube channel. It's been a while, but we are glad to be back here on Rumble Wrestling TV at a sold-out Spotlight Theatre in Hoddesdon. Hertfordshire has never looked so good. This infamous World of Sport venue is rammed to the rafters, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very special knockout tournament here this evening. This is the first of 4 quarterfinals. Each winner will enter our main event inside a 16-foot-high steel cage. One half of the British Tag Team Champions, the ever-present Mean Machine, Mark Trew, who is currently taking a break on the outside, taking his sweet time against 1/3 of the magnificent high-flying Bryant brothers. Happy 18th birthday, of course, to Leland Bryant, no doubt the very future of professional wrestling, particularly in Britain. Referee Dave Mackler in charge of this one fall to a finish matchup with a 15-minute time limit. Leland Bryant, of course, in pink, black and light blue shorts versus Mark Trew in orange and black. Here we go. Skip head applied by Mark Trew. Mean Machine by name, Mean Machine by nature, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, one half of the ever-present and inaugural British Tag Team Champions, at least at this run, since we reintroduced the British Tag Team Championship to the British Wrestling Circuit. And now, Leland Bryant using some excellent athleticism to apply a head scissors, and Mark Trew requiring a rope break. Mark Trew, of course, are likened to one of the most effective assassins in professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Truly a frenetic and high-octane animal is Mark Trew, with a real bad attitude to boot. And Trew taking his time, sizing up Leland Bryant. Certainly no stranger to facing any combination of the Bryant brothers is Mark Trew. An absolute seasoned veteran already at such a young age. Already making a name for himself across Japan and Europe. Here we go, test of strength now. Mark Trew looking to ground the high-flying offense of Leland Bryant in this opener here at the Spotlight. Mark Trew now looking for a free count, and Leland Bryant using some strength there to kick out. Gets over the other shoulder as well. Mark Trew quite infuriated. I don't think Mark Trew is completely aware that the bridge by Leland Bryant has effectively stopped the free count once again. Knock the shoulders out once again. Leland Bryant showing that brilliant athleticism, not to mention that agility and flexibility, which is so important, particularly in lightweight professional wrestling. And of course, the lightweight division in Rumble Wrestling couldn't be in better hands with the ever-present, over 4 years now, as lightweight champion, British lightweight champion, Nino Bryant, the eldest brother, of course, of the Bryant brothers. And Leland Bryant, no doubt, will have picked up quite a few tricks from Nino in his small time in professional wrestling. In the last couple of years, and particularly 2024, 2025, have been a true breakout season for all of the Bryant brothers. And Leland Bryant is looking to maintain the momentum against Mark Trew here, winner of this matchup. As I said, vicious club to the back. The winner of this matchup will advance to a steel cage main event. Don't worry, you'll be able to see that full and in free right here on Rumble Wrestling TV. Right now, a beautiful leapfrog as Mark Trew slides underneath and now shoves him off. Comes the back elbow to Leland, and a beautiful tilt-to-well head scissors takes Mark Trew up and over, and a lovely standing drop kick as well. And he's got Mark Trew on the ropes indeed, as Leland Bryant right here, and you can see it on the face of Mark Trew. I'm expecting the 18-year-old to come at him with such an explosive amount of aggression. One thing I've noticed from Leland Bryant, and I'm sure a lot of you have at home as well, Leland Bryant starting to develop a lot more tenacity as the experience grows, as the matches start to flow. Leland Bryant is starting to find himself with a little bit more maturity, although, as I say, well, there we go. There's an example of it right there. I think Mark Trew thought he was going to go to Leland Bryant, but Leland Bryant was too smart for that. He was able to avoid the elbow drop, and he's now extended to the top rope with relative ease. Flying crossbody up the top rope. Referee Dave Macro says 2 count only. Mark Trew able to get his shoulder off the canvas. But you saw the intelligence there of Leland Bryant. Maybe a year ago, he might have been sucking into an elbow drop. Not on this occasion. Leland Bryant certainly, at the moment, seems to have the lion's share of offense here against Mark Trew, and it's certainly something that you need to keep up. You've got to keep up that pace. When you have Mark Trew on the ropes, you need to keep him there, because I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is an extremely dangerous and well-rounded athlete. Mark Trew, for my money, arguably one of the most well-rounded professional wrestlers in the world today. Leland Bryant giving him 10 of the best in the corner. Referee Dave Macro encouraging the wrestlers to get back into the middle of the ring. 2 count only, after the pinfall attempt. Leland Bryant teeing off. Beautiful. Violent PK across the shoulder blades of Mark Trew. One out of Mark Trew's favourite, might I add. One of the most educated pairs of feet in the business does Mark Trew have. But Leland Bryant, once again, looking for the centre of the top rope, and just as comfortable in the air as he is on the ground. The aerial assassin himself, Leland Bryant, ascends to the top rope, looking for a big old... be looking for a splash, tried to recorrect and tweaked his knee, but was able to escape an incoming Mark Trew there. Going to build some momentum coming off the rope, starts the clothesline, and now looking at the tilt-a-whirl. Mark Trew puts the brakes on. A lot of power there for a smaller frame than equals estimation, and what a violent backbreaker. Tilt-a-whirl, spinning backbreaker of sorts from Mark Trew, and you can see the pain extra across that face of Leland Bryant. Serious trouble here, and by the way, this crowd is raucous, ladies and gentlemen. They were queuing out the door, all the way to the parking lot, just to get the best seats here to witness some of the best professional wrestling in the UK today. Good God almighty. Like a shotgun echoing around the Spotlight Theatre. That PK to the spine, pinning combination. Might notice that Mark Trew had his right forearm and a part of his elbow across the face of Leland Bryant. The reason for that, making it much more difficult for his opponent to kick out. You've got to expend even more energy, ladies and gentlemen, when you're in that kind of pinning predicament. I know that all too well myself. Vicious tactics, but ultimately legal tactics by Mark Trew, and a forearm strike, nothing fancy about that, just floors 18-year-old Leland Bryant. Trew just shoving Leland Bryant into the corner with relative ease. Knife-edge chop, and I mentioned shotgun blast earlier. That might have been a 6-year there, but right across the chest nonetheless. And this is what Mark Trew does so well, so methodical, dissects his opponents, but in a blink of an eye can hit himself into 5th gear. He's potentially looking to do so. I think he's looking for a big old overhand shot. Leland Bryant is able to escape now. Teeing off, not the most educated of strikers is Leland Bryant, but certainly got enough busted on those shots. Mark Trew reverses the Irish whip, hard buckle right into the turnbuckle, whiplash effect, pinfall, 2 count only, says referee Dave Macro. Mark Trew enraged, that wasn't a 3 count, but this is the resiliency of the Bryant brothers on full display. For anyone joining us who maybe isn't too privy to what the Bryant brothers do, particularly in the British professional wrestling landscape, high flying, excellence, but also an incredible amount of resilience, tenacity, the will to stay within the fight. Nobody personifies that more than the eldest brother, Nino Bryant, who we will be seeing, of course, later on Rumble Wrestling TV. But right now, it's Leland, the youngest of the 3 brothers. Mark Trew looking to force Leland Bryant into a suplex predicament, perhaps. Once again, going back to the well, does so, and oh wow, Leland just lands on his feet, but Mark Trew's able to duck the PK. Beautiful athleticism from Mark Trew, 2 count only for the roll up to get a clothesline in, but back body drop. How about the power there from Leland Bryant? Oh my God, Mark Trew went spilling to the outside. Mark Trew crashing to the outside. A bad predicament to be in. If you are, of course, the meme machine, and you might like to call people mugs here in the audience tonight, but ultimately he's being made to look a bit of a fool by Leland Bryant. especially in the latter stages of this matchup. Big old clothesline for Leland Bryant, who is fired up and ready to go, looking to build some offense. Clothesline in the corner once again. Mark Trew tries to shove him away, and an enziguri. Beautiful athleticism, as we mentioned. Classic Leland Bryant offense with that super kick, and now a beautiful running, standing, shooting star press from Leland Bryant. Gets a 2 count only. But not only will the winner of this matchup advance to the main event inside a steel cage, ladies and gentlemen, a fatal 4-way elimination steel cage. By elimination, I don't, of course, mean passive elimination. I mean the first person to escape the cage will be the winner. There will be no pinfall or submission, I believe, in that fatal 4-way. Mark Trew completely out on his feet, and never mind the steel cage, though, looking for a black mass, and there's that violent headbutt, which Mark Trew has made famous, and one to boot. Good God almighty, torpedo headbutt right to the chin, and somehow Leland Bryant is able to escape. Mark Trew transitions immediately into a beautiful deadlift suplex, dropping it right back down on his face. Pinning combination. Leland Bryant still able to escape. Impressive tenacity, impressive desire to stay in the fight from Leland Bryant. Mark Trew looking ever more frustrated, not understanding what it's going to take. But trust me, Mark Trew has got a lot in his locker. Good to think where the wheels will be turning next. Mark Trew says he's going to finish it right now. Suplex once again, maybe a brainbuster perhaps. God knows what he's got in the locker. And again, Leland Bryant very smart, using the inside leg to put a block on. And Mark Trew once again using that violent coconut white head to cause a serious amount of damage to Leland Bryant. Once again declaring it's over. Here we go. And a stun dog millionaire from Leland Bryant, able to counter the suplex, ducks under, and now, I thought he's going for a neck breaker. Beautiful use of the ropes to invert into a DDT finish. Is that going to be enough? Oh man, Dave Macro, so close to free. Leland Bryant recognises the urgency, needs to ascend, and maybe this is what's going to get it done. He's heading to the top rope. Is Leland Bryant. Can he dispatch the meat machine? Mark Trew in our opener here at the spotlight. Leland Bryant taking his time, trying to position himself, create the balance, looks very comfortable up top. Big old splash coming on, knees are up, counted into a pin, and that is enough for Mark Trew to pick up the win.
Here is your winner, and into the cage match final, the meat machine, Mark Trew.
There's a very spirited contest with Leland Bryant. Mark Trew proving why he's not only one half of the British Tag Team Champions, but he's one of the most deadly stacked positions in all of British professional wrestling. Mark Trew picks up the win and advances into our final tonight inside a steel cage.